we're sex therapists.
We are sex therapists who are feeling perplexed.
We are sex therapists who are feeling perplexed because our favorite sports team didn't win the big game. I just don't understand it, fellow sex therapists. We all agreed which team was going to win.
Well, we talked about it, and it was our favorite team. I mean, we mentioned we hope they win. Yeah, we had said they had a pretty good chance.
We did everything we could to stimulate them, and yet there was no climax. There was no happy ending.
Well, that's not our fault.
Yeah.
Something that's partly their fault too, right?
Yeah. You can't put it all on us. I mean, it's not our responsibility to
We were cheering as loud as we could for as long as we could.
It's not all on us yet.
Until it started getting sore.
Yeah.
My throat went out from yelling and cheering.
So we had to stop. We had to slow down. And you know what? Sometimes I felt that sports team wasn't as responsive to our needs as fans as it possibly could be.
We'd yell shoot, and they would not shoot.
Yeah, so you got to listen. You got to listen, and part of communication is listening and applying. And also communicating back what they would like us to do. That sports team never once said if our cheering was helping them or if they want us to cheer differently, maybe at a different pace.
All they do is put up passive-aggressive signs like a noise meter, like, I can't hear you, like, thanks for ridiculing my cheering that I'm doing.
It made us feel...
I'm cheering as loud as I can, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it made us feel unwanted and unappreciated, which I think led to us not being able to perform as well as fans as we possibly could have.
Yeah.
They were also slightly manipulative with several hot streaks and cold streaks coming at us.
That's 100% true.
Exactly.
One game they're scoring 8 goals, the other they're letting 8 goals in. Which is it?
Yeah. I mean, some consistency, I think, is very important in a relationship between a sports team and their fans.
I think so, too.
I think sometimes narcissists will do what's called a love bomb, and they'll overwhelm you with affection. They'll win 7, 8, 9 games in a row.
Yeah.
Yes, and then suddenly, now we're losing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row.
They turn it off just like that.
Which might be fine for their needs, but that doesn't take into account what our needs are, which is why I think that communication between fans and sports teams is an important step.
You got your hand on your stick and you want a puck.
Right?
What about this? Always swapping in new players.
Well,
just when you're starting to get used to things and how they are, everything's comfortable. It's like, no, I want a big change. I want a huge change.
I mean, if I may play devil's advocate here, maybe they thought swapping in players would spice things up.
Well,
make it more exciting for us, the fans, a little change,
Sure, I mean, maybe in the short term that works, right? But look where we are now.
Well, I think their main problem is when they did swap these people in, they didn't. We didn't talk about boundaries. We didn't talk about expectations.
Yes.
Are these people expected to do all the same things that the people they replaced were doing? And
right.
Am I comfortable with that?
Right. And how much money do we have to throw at a lobby to get the material satin used more? More satin in the jerseys. Yeah. More satin in the room. Everywhere. Covered in satin.
Just light some candles, Make it set the mood for us to watch this game.
Right.
Maybe the organ plays something a little nicer every so often.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be nice to hear some pleasant sounds from the organ.
Yeah.
Instead of just starting the game, I mean, how about just talking for a bit first, right? How about a little bit of that? Maybe a little bit, maybe a slightly longer warm up so we can watch that and get used to the fact that, hey, a sport is going to be played, and then our bodies have a chance.
But instead, the air horn's going off.
Yeah, right away, right into it. And it doesn't respect our needs to be able to warm into something like that.
Yep. Well, there's always next year.
Yeah, always next year.
Always next year.